I want to find the derivative of y equals negative x squared plus 3. So here we're going to use the power rule. We're going to bring down the exponent of 2, subtract 1 in the exponent, so it'll be 2 minus 1. And the derivative of 3 is just 0, because the derivative of a constant is 0, so then I'm going to be left with negative 2x. So let's look at w equals x squared plus x plus 8. The derivative of x squared is, well, bring down the 2 and subtract 1 in the exponent. So that will be 2x plus the derivative of x. Well, x, think of it as x to the first. You bring down 1 and then you subtract 1 in the exponent. So that will be 1 times x to the 0. X to the 0 is 1, so 1 times 1 is 1. So the derivative is 2x plus 1. Because the 8 here, the derivative of that is 0. S equals 5t cubed minus 3t to the 5th. I'm going to bring down the exponent of 3. So this 3 comes out in front. And we're going to subtract 1 in the exponent. So that would just be 15t squared. This 5 comes down, and we're going to subtract 1 in the exponent. So that will be 15 times t to the 4th. So my derivative is 15t squared minus 15t to the 4th. W equals 3z to the 7th minus 7z cubed plus 21z squared. For 3z to the 7th, the 7 is going to come down, and I'm going to subtract 1. So it'll be 3 times 7 is 21, z to the 6th, minus, if 3 comes down, and I'm subtracting 1 from the exponent. So 7 times 3 is 21, times z to the 2nd power, plus, this 2 comes down, so 21 times 2 is 42, and then I'm going to subtract 1 in the exponent. So that will just be z to the 1st power. My derivative then is 21z to the 6th minus 21z squared plus 42z. Y equals 4x cubed over 3 minus x. The 3 comes down here, and I subtract 1 in the exponent. And because I have a 3 in the denominator and the numerator, they're going to cancel each other out. So I'm going to be left with 4x 2nd power minus, think of x as x to the 1st. That's going to come down, and I'm going to subtract 1 in the exponent. So that would just be 1x to the 0, which is just 1. So my derivative is 4x squared minus 1. Next, I have y equals x cubed over 3 plus x squared over 2 plus x over 4. I'm going to bring down the 3 and subtract 1 in the exponent. So now the 3's are going to cancel, and I'm just going to be left with x squared. This 2 also comes down. Subtract 1. The 2's are going to cancel. So I'm left with x to the first. And for x over 4, we can think of x as x to the first. The 1 comes down, and we subtract 1 in the exponent. So this thing turns into just 1. And so I have 1 over 4. So my derivative is x squared plus x plus 1/4. We'll say, w equals 3z to the negative second minus 1 over z. I'm going to use a power rule, bring down the negative 2, and then subtract 1 in the exponent. So that would be 3 times negative 2 is negative 6, z, and then negative 2 minus 1 is negative 3. I'm going to rewrite 1 over z as z to the negative first power. Then I'm going to take the derivative by bringing down the exponent and subtracting 1 in the exponent. So that would just be minus z to the negative second. So my derivative is negative 6z to the negative third minus z to the negative second. Next, I have s equals negative 2 t to the negative 1 plus 4 over t squared. I'm going to bring down the exponent negative 1, and I'm going to subtract 1. So it's negative 2 times negative 1 is 2, and negative 1 minus 1 is negative 2. The 4t squared could be rewritten as 4 times t to the negative second power. The negative 2 comes out in front, and I'm going to subtract the exponent. So 4 times negative 2 is negative 8, and negative 2 minus 1 is negative 3. So the derivative is 2t to the negative second minus 8t to the negative third. Y equals 6x squared minus 10x minus 5x to the negative second power. For the derivative, I'm going to bring down the 2, and I'm going to subtract 1 in the exponent. So that's just going to be 12 times x minus the derivative of 10x. Well, the derivative of x is just 1, so that's just going to be 10. Bring down the negative 2, subtract 1 in the exponent. 5 times negative 2 is negative 10. Well, really it should be negative 5 times negative 2, which is positive 10. And then negative 2 minus 3 is negative 3. So the derivative is 12x minus 10 plus 10x to the negative third. Y equals 4 minus 2x minus x to the negative third. The derivative of a constant is just 0. And the derivative of negative 2x, well, the derivative of x is 1, so it'll just be negative 2. We're going to bring down the negative 3 here. So and then subtract 1 in the exponent. We have 2 negatives. That's going to turn into a positive. So it'll be plus 3x. And then negative 3 to minus 1 is negative 4. So the derivative is negative 2 plus 3x to the negative fourth power. R equals 1 over 3s squared minus 5 over 2s. I'm going to rewrite this as 1/3. And now I want to put s in the numerator. So that would just be s to the negative second. And then minus 5/2 s to the negative first. In this form, I can use a power rule. I'm going to bring down the negative 2. Subtract 1. So the derivative is negative 2/3 times s to the negative third. And now I'm going to bring the negative 1 down. Subtract 1 in the exponent. Negative 5/2 times negative 1 is positive 5/2. And then negative 1 minus 1 is negative 2. So the derivative is negative 2/3 times s to the negative third plus 5/2 times s to the negative second. Finally, r equals 12 over theta minus 4 over theta cubed plus 1 over theta to the fourth. I'm going to rewrite this as 12 times theta to the negative first minus 4 times theta to the negative third plus theta to the negative fourth. Now I'm going to take the derivative. For theta to the negative first, I'm going to bring down the negative 1 and then subtract 1 in the exponent. So that would be negative 12 times theta to the negative second. I'm going to bring down the negative 3. So we have negative 3 times negative 4 will be positive 12. Subtract 1 in the exponent. Negative 3 minus 1 is negative 4. I'm going to bring the negative 4 down and subtract 1 in the exponent. So that'd be negative 4 times theta to the negative fifth power. And that's my derivative.